in studio with us at the microphones of the Rock Newman Show, someone who needs not much of an introduction. The mayor for life of Washington, D.C., Marion Barry. Marion, welcome to the Rock Newman Show.
Hey, Rock, how you doing?
I am great,
Man,
and I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you. We go back a long way.
We do.
Even to Howard University when you were a dorm counselor.
We don't want to talk about that.
Want to tell the rest of the story.
No, don't tell the rest of that stuff.
I could join him in on that.
Marion, man, you know, I said that Marion Barry. Someone said Marion Barry has 9 lives. I said that's way underestimating Marion Barry. It doesn't matter what has happened in Marion Barry's life. Marion Barry has landed on his feet. Think of him what you will, good, bad, indifferent. He has landed on his feet. To what do you attribute the incredible resilience that you have as an individual and as a public official?
Well, first of all, let me comment on the market that Lorenzo was talking about. You know, D.C. gets about 18 million visitors a year, which means a lot of them. I like to promote Washington for a casino, but I can't do that right now. Back to that station. First of all, Rock, I believe in a mighty God. I just believe deep in my soul that God is in charge of everything, and that those of us who have difficulties from time to time, we all gonna have some. I have to call on him, too. He gave me a lot of courage, gave me a lot of resilience, gave me a lot of stand-upness. You know, I may bend but not break. I may push myself down, fall down. Somebody pushes me down. It's not that you get pushed down, you fall down, that you get up. That's what's important, that you get up. And all of us have had some kind of trauma in our lives that require that, whether it's drugs and alcohol, whether it's your kids going bad or something, or a lot of other things, or business gone broke or something like that. So in politics, you have to have that courage. You got to have the courage. You had the best vision in the world. If you don't have the courage to carry it out, it ain't going to happen. You got to have the courage to stand up in front of the crowd rather than behind the crowd. Because if you're behind the crowd, I don't think you do is get the aftermath of it. And so that's what has kept me. It's God.
Marion,
my mother had a lot to do with it too. I'll tell you a quick story.
Your trials have been well documented. What folks don't understand, a lot of people don't understand because of the publicity of some of those trials, is that for several years you were thought and judged to be one of the best mayors ever in the country. Let me ask you, as I've asked Tony and as I've asked Sharon Pratt, what has been your highlight? The single, if you had to pick one, the single highlight moment of your political career.
I think that two. I got to pick two. One is the summer job program. Over 100,000 young people, including Rashawn Baker,
that's right,
has gone through the summer job program. 100,000 in 16 years. That's a lot of people. It helps you put money in their pockets, etc. The other one would be my stand about black businesses. Went from 3% to 47%. If I had to pick any, those are the two that I would pick as being successful. In fact, Wayne Curry, when he was preceded you, Rashawn, I came to his second inauguration. He said, I want to thank Marion Barry for the lodges of Prince George's County, for the Mitchellvilles and the Port Washingtons. There's a lot of D.C. government workers making $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. A lot of businesses, black businesses in Prince George's County. So those are the two that I would pick about.
All right, let me go back to Rashawn. Rashawn, you took over the county seat when the county was going through a very rough period.
How you doing?
With what was the downfall of Jack Johnson. Some people questioned your wisdom and anybody's wisdom for running for that seat at that office. As a political figure, what was it that drove you? What was it that drove you to move into that pressure cooker of an office what was the driving force behind that?
Probably like everyone else you talked to this morning, I didn't realize what a pressure cooker it was before I took it over, or I might not have run. But no, as the mayor said, that his summer jobs program is his program that helps minority businesses compete and contribute. I had a chance as a delegate to watch the work. I came into politics when Wayne first took over as county executive. And I think we all saw the great potential that Prince George's County had to be a contributing part of this Washington region. And I looked at the foundation of the work that Wayne was doing, and one of the things that drove me to leave the House of Delegates and to run for county executive was I wanted to build upon that. No one administration is going to carry it all the way through. There's got to be a succession. You saw that in D.C. You certainly saw that in Atlanta, and I wanted to be part of it. Unfortunately, I didn't win when I ran, and I felt, after the 8 years of the Johnson administration, I really felt that there was a chance for us to build and expand this area. So that led me to run. Now, having said that, when I took over the office, I took it over at a time where I'm sure nobody would like to come into office this way, and that is you literally had to get rid of every institutional knowledge you had in government. Because at the time that I took over, there was an ongoing FBI.
It was tainted. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be less diplomatic, but everybody was tainted.
Right.
Yeah.
It was an ongoing FBI investigation, and so you couldn't keep anyone because you didn't know where it was going. What it forced me to do, and I think helped the administration, was, and we did get some criticism for it, a lot of criticism, quite honestly, is we had to take a page from President Obama's book, and that is you go back to the last Democratic administration, or you go back to the last administration which had a government that was run without question. If you notice, a lot of the people we put in as acting during that first 6 months had served in the Curry administration. And, I got a lot of criticism for not bringing in new people, but what I said was we needed to stabilize the government. I couldn't be afraid, and I think this is what Mayor Williams was saying, or Mayor Berry was saying, is that you got to have, political courage. You got to be willing to stand up when people are criticizing you and do the right thing to move the government forward. And for me, it was picking good, smart individuals and convincing them to come in and work for Prince George's County and letting them know that we could be the economic engine of this region, that we could build upon and have a good relationship with not only Maryland but with the district and with Northern Virginia. But those were the things. I did stay up a lot that first year and lost all my hair, and it all turned gray. But things are starting to look like they're working out.
Let me ask you, before I go back to Sharon, Tony, and Marion, do you feel in Prince George's County as if you have a dog in the race about the idea of Washington, D.C. gaining statehood?
Yes. I mean, for me, and I can just answer personally, I support statehood for the District of Columbia. I've got a great working relationship with Mayor Gray. In fact, I say to our folks all the time, and I think this is something that Wayne understood, certainly, we're right next to Rome. When we talk about building, you asked about National Harbor and MGM. Wayne's favorite thing is that we're right next to Rome. Rome is the District of Columbia. If Rome falls down, then we all fall down.
Right.
But we can't solve a lot of our problems unless we're working hand in hand with the district. And so, yes.
Now, working hand in hand with the district, we've kept things pretty pleasant in the last.
I know why you want to ruin it.
in the last 3 years. What's going on? I ain't wanting to start no rumor. I just heard a rumor that I had heard that somebody said that there may be the possibility that big stadium out there, Ralph John, might be coming back to the district. So I'd imagine that's a bit of a tug of war. Either one of you all want to take a stab at that?
I want to jump on it.
This is a
Rock.
beautiful opportunity for a deal maker.
Let the County go first. Let the County go first.
All right.
This is a
All right,
wonderful
Wayne.
opportunity for a deal maker. I'm sure that there are many things in our universe that belong in Washington and a bunch that belong in Prince George's County. So, as we talk about what's in and out of D.C. and federal agency relocations and that sort of thing, there may be other things that would look good in Prince George's County, create more jobs and opportunity, give us a chance to be a part of what goes on in the city while we create some jobs in Prince George's. So to me, it's an exciting moment just to hear people rumor that kind of thing. Because once the game begins, jacks are better to open.
I've often heard if men can't disagree, let a woman straighten it out. Sharon, what's your thoughts about that?
Well, I don't know what my thoughts are regarding the stadium in particular, but what I do feel as we begin to have a broader vision of ourselves, that broader vision ought to see Washington, D.C. and Prince George's as a much more of a strategic partnership around economic growth. Washington has a lot of cachet, and Prince George has a lot of enterprise and a lot of land. And I think that we would be remiss if we didn't begin to work in partnership with each other more often than we do not around expanding those economic opportunities and in some ways building upon some of the initiatives advanced in previous years. Marion, you certainly did it with the minority businesses. Tony, you did it in diversifying our businesses. I think we need to be more strategic in that partnership and see each other in that regard.
Before Tony, you and Marion address that. Marion, have you ever beat Tony playing tennis?
Did I beat him?
Yeah.
Ask him.
Oh!
I didn't beat him. I whooped him.
As in a beatdown?
At the heart-to-heart, Curry Barry had the idea of the
I thought Tony had to been a better tennis game.
Well, maybe somewhere else.
He had some flax out there telling that story.
We're gonna have to get a
No,
game
we
going.
played in the heart-to-heart that Corey does every year. Heart down the street,
Yes.
H-A-R-T.
Right.
Heart-to-heart, H-E-A-R-T, because of the Tennis and Learning Center, which Tony helped fund. I mean, certainly he did that.
Yes.
And but back to the other question.
Yeah, the statehood question. Yeah, absolutely.
Not statehood, but just about the stadium.
Oh, stadium.
Obviously, you know him for statehood. That's begun. Yeah.
Okay, but we want to talk about that too.
Yeah, we will.
But no, stadium.
Well, Rockman said this.
Well, let's flow with the stadium.
You're the only person I know that can get all of us together here at the same time. You can rock around with applause. Come on. We're going to get Wayne
Thank you very
Curry,
much.
get Rashawn Baker, get me, get Tony Williams and Sharon Pratt Kelly on the phone. But obviously, I didn't want the Redskins to leave. I tell you that. Sharon knows that. That I was this close to getting Jack Cook to stay here. Part of what happened, he wanted me and the citizens to pay for the stadium and the infrastructure. Now, we wasn't going to do all that. That was too much. I said, we'll pay for the infrastructure, pay for the, you pay for the stadium. And he's a sort of eccentric kind of guy. And he went to Prince George's. Now, Jack Evans and I have been hoping and wishing, and Wayne and LaShawn, that we could get Dan Snyder to come back here. But I don't think that's going to be in the very near future because the economics won't work right. Okay. He still has contracts with the state and with the county. And, I'm a Redskin supporter. I'm just jump up and down. In fact, I did something that nobody else did. Early in August, I predicted that the Redskins with RG3 would go to the playoffs. They did.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't go. The Ravens went to the playoffs and won. That was a hell of a game, though.
It was.